Now this is a problem because my HOA in Florida sent me a violation notice saying I have to reseal the driveway to the house. At the same time, I have to get the back porch roof because nobody cleaned it off. It got dented, the where it connects to the house got dented from too much water because nobody cleaned out the gutters. And then this happens, and then I got to pay my kid's school this month. So I'm thinking to myself, like, why is it that nothing that is an immediate I have to pay out of pocket right now is something that I can put off? How does that happen? How does it happen where all four things where you got to jump large amounts out of your pocket, none of them are like, oh, I can push it off till later. It's all like, it has to be done. So I'm like, all right, you know what? All right, you know what we're going to do? It's fine. It's fine. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to just ghost them. We're going to ghost all of them and see what happens. Welcome to being a home ownership. Now, for those of you guys who wonder why I bring this stuff up is because I want you to know what home ownership is like. I'm not saying don't own a home. I'm just saying understand that it is a constant fucking battle. Okay, it is a constant fucking battle. I swear to God, my handyman down in Florida is like paying his kid's future off of all the work we've had to get done. I know a lot of you guys are trolling about it, and it's fine to do so, but like for those of you guys who don't own a home or you're going to be owning a home, I want you to understand some of the things that happen, and it's just a constant, you know, you're going to always have to remember. That's why I tell people all the time, don't buy a house that you can't afford. A lot of people will buy a house, they'll say, well, this is my income, and this is how much the house and the mortgage is going to be, and if I continue making this much, and I cut this and this, I'll be able to afford it. And I'm like, you do not understand. When somebody says you're going to be house poor, it's not just because you're paying your money towards mortgage and insurance and tax and fees and stuff like that. It's the maintenance part. I tell you guys all the time, the big hidden cost, it's called non-returnable capital. Between 3 to 5% of the value of your home is going out the window on top of tax and insurance, right? Is going out the window that you never see a return on because it's for maintenance. Maintenance is a lot of, it can encompass a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like you know, anything from light bulbs up to, you know, air filters, and then fixing big things like an oven range, like a door frame, stuff like that. You are going to be constantly paying for things. Some years you're going to pay almost nothing. Some years you're going to have a big expense. You're going to have to get a new roof eventually, new HVAC system, new heat. These things happen as you own them. So that's why I say always price in an additional 3 to 5% of the value of the home in your payment before you buy a home. Because there's people out there. I mean, there's a subreddit here, right here. It's very interesting. It's called r/mortgages, right? And you will see a lot of people who just don't understand how much it costs. And like this guy, $750,000 home, $160,000 income. Should I walk away from a 2.25% mortgage, right? And you'll see somebody see what they're in. They'll be like, I'm in my 30s with 4 active kids, separating from my partner. Need to make major housing decisions. I'm assuming on current mortgage. Partner's also on the loan. It says income 160, home value 750, mortgage is 400,000 at 2.25. 20 years remaining. Retirement savings 700. No, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Hell no, you don't do it. Assume the existing mortgage, keep 2.25. Yes, I don't understand this process to be very complex, but I know it's doable. All right, this right here, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never read this one before. This right here is a lender's dream right now. Because this guy doesn't really understand what's happening and how this works. He says, I don't understand this process. Okay, assuming the mortgage, for those of you who don't know, who means you just take over the mortgage as yourself, right? Okay, you don't, you know, this is something that a lot of people do that understand the system. They will find houses where people are underwater on them, and they will just assume the mortgage and then give them a credit and say, hey, listen, you're underwater. You can't keep up with the payments. You don't make nearly as much. You lost your job. You know, you can't even pay the interest. You're underwater. Right? Well, I'll just take over the loan. I'll buy the house out from you. I'm not going to give you any money. You're not going to make any money selling the house, but I'll just assume the mortgage, and then you leave with the rest of it, because they want to keep that rate. Because here's the thing. You go out and buy a house now, you're getting 6.757% mortgage. You assume someone else's mortgage, even if they owe more on it than originally, you're still getting that massive discount on the rate right there. Oh, he says, I understand the process to be very, he says, I understand the process to be very complex, but I know it is doable. Okay. It's really not complex. Estimated payment, $3,500 a month. If you have $160,000 income, I'm assuming gross. So we'll say it $140,000. That's less than 25%. I say keep it at 2.25. I mean, it's paying for itself. Sell and buy a home around 550, half the size. So, oh my God. Okay. Again, I don't know enough about this guy right here, But his options are assume the existing mortgage, you keep it, estimated $3,500 a month, stabilization for kids, because obviously if you have split custody, you need the space when they come over. Sell and buy a home for $550, half the size. So you have $400,000 on your mortgage here. You want to now buy a home for $550,000 at almost three times the interest rate, half the size. Put $350 down in finance, $200,000 at today's rate. Absolutely not. You're 2.25. Take that $350 and invest it. He already has $700,000 in retirement, $50,000 in brokerage and cash. Sell the home and rent for $3,000 a month for a couple of years. Reassess once interest rates and housing market evolve. No. Again, you're giving up a generational interest rate. You got to wait until the next fucking economic crash for us to get to where you can get a 2.25%. You do not get rid of a 2.25%. You are that house is just, I mean, yeah, you have to pay tax and insurance and you know, maintenance and stuff like that, but the house on an interest level is just printing its own money. Yeah, I don't know. My bad. I didn't mean to get off on this right now, but you'll see a lot of people like $280,000 home on $75,000 a year. I mean, that you have to. I mean, that's basically the problem is the interest rate right now. But you're going to see this a lot. A lot of people don't realize it. I did everything they told me to do and I still lost my home. Okay, I don't want to get depressed here. I'm 35, female, have combined income of $175,000, no debt, interest rate 3.2 thousand, $150,000, and 25 years on the mortgage. I max my Roth, but don't participate in the 403b at work. The mortgage started at 280, I've been paying extra 5 years now. Only read this has been a terrible idea. Looking forward to responses. Thank you. Yeah, no, don't. Throw a little bit extra at it, but not. She shouldn't have paid down $130,000 in 5 years. That's look at the market in the last 5 years. I mean, that's just wild. I gotta get off this thing. I'm gonna be crashing out for the next hour.